Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've been feeling really uninspired recently, and I thought what better way to get me out of this other than to create this bold, beautiful, bright, anything else beginning with B, cut crease. Yeah, so I created this using the Carnival palette by Stacey Marie, and this palette is absolutely amazing. I've talked about it before many times, and it's just one of those palettes which you just can't put down. Like, I love absolutely everything about it. So worth the buy. So honestly, if you don't have it, you need to go get it. So I'm starting off with the Plouise base, and I feel like this base works perfectly with the Carnival palette because it just helps the bright colours pop. And I definitely notice a difference as to when I use a generic eyeshadow base. At first I wasn't so in love with it. I just thought it's just like a normal eyeshadow base, but once you play around with it and you kind of get to know it a bit more, you will definitely love it. Absolutely like fall in love with it, and you won't want to use anything else. So I'm using this patting motion to help set the base to its perfect finish. So you want it tacky enough so that the eyeshadow will stick straight onto it and you get the most out of your pigment, but you also want it dry enough so that it prevents creasing. And now I'm going to bring back George over here, and I'm going to apply George's rainbow tape to the corner of my eyes. And then I'm going to dip straight into the palette, and I'm going in with the shade Wasted. I'm taking this on a tiny detail brush, and I'm just going to start carving out the shape of my crease. I'm patting this on again so that I can get most of the pigment payoff, and I'm not going to start blending this until I've created the shape that I want. You'll notice that I keep looking up with my eye open, and this is just to check whether I'm happy with the placement of my eyeshadow. If I feel like I want to go back in and take it up a little bit higher so that you can see it with your eye open, that's exactly what I'm going to do at this stage here. Then to blend this out, I'm going to take the smallest blending brush I can find and only focus on the edges to blend this upward, because you want to keep that pigment. You don't want to keep blending it and then you've noticed that the pigment has faded. If you do find that the pigment has faded, you can just go back in with that detail brush after you've blended it out and just press pigment back onto those areas where you need it the most. Next, I'm taking the shade Wifey on a Morphe M506 brush, and I'm just going to apply that directly on top of the shade Wasted. So here I am barely touching the skin when blending this because I don't want to disturb any of the pigment from the shade Wasted underneath. I want to keep that as intense as possible, and I've gone with the small fluffy brush so that we can keep this quite compact, and we don't want to really diffuse the shade out too far. And then I'm taking the exact same brush, but I've cleaned it off. So I'm going on with a clean Morphe M506 brush, and I'm just applying the shade Keen onto the brow bone, and that will be the final colour that we put in the crease. Now that we've completely finished our crease colours, I'm going to cut the crease using the Plouise base in the shade number 2, Rumour, and I'm just going to start off using a really flat and sharp brush. And you really want to take your time with this. I use a combination of sliding and patting motion so that I can get the most out of the Plouise base, just so that it doesn't mix in with any of the other colours underneath, so you can get that real crisp, clean, sharp cut crease. When I'm happy with the eyelid shape, I just take my brush and just wing it out a little bit to create a floating cut crease. So once I've completed the cut crease, I'm not going to set it, I'm going to go straight in with the shade Breezy, and I'm just going to use pressing and sliding motions and apply this onto the inner half of the eye. Once I have done that, I'm going in with the shade Recharge, and I'm just applying this onto the outer half of the eye, starting to blend it in the center. and I'm just using pressing and sliding motions again to get the most out of the pigment. I also noticed that this helps have more control around the crease area to ensure that you don't go over the cut crease line, so that it stays really neat. Then I am taking the shade Mood, and I'm just going to apply this on almost like the lash line, like I would be blending in a winged liner. And this is just to add a bit more depth and dimension to the eyelid. Next, for wing liner, I'm going in with the Inglot gel liner in 77, and I'm going in with the Zoeva angled eyeliner brush, and this is like one of my absolute favorite eyeliner combinations. The brush with the gel liner make an absolutely amazing, perfect, easy wing liner. I'm not taking the gel liner in all the way. I'm then going in with a liquid lipstick by Anastasia Beverly Hills called Paint, and I'm going to use this on the inner corner of the eye and just blend those two together. To help accentuate the cut crease even further, I'm taking the NYX Professional Makeup Bling on Brow Gel, and this is actually a metallic brow gel, but I love using it as an eyeliner as I just feel like it dries and it's so easy to use. It's super pigmented, and honestly I haven't been able to find an amazing liquid metallic liner, so if anybody has any suggestions, please do let me know. I am actually really desperate to find one that I love. And I'm just taking my time to go around the crease and just flick it out on the edge ever so slightly. So for the waterline, I'm going in with a NYX Professional Makeup Off Tropic Retractable Eyeliner, and these are great because they are incredibly pigmented and they are also waterproof, so they will stay this vibrant throughout the day. And then underneath, I'm blending the shade Wasted and Breezy. I then went back in with a little bit of Bling at Brow and just created an inner corner tiny wing, just because I felt like it. But I'm kind of glad I did it. So now I'm curling my lashes using the Tweezerman lash curlers, and then for lashes I'm going in with the Doll Beauty Frankie lashes. And I really like how fluffy these are, and they're so easy to apply if you're not comfortable with wearing eyelashes but you still want something that is quite I want to say fancy, because I find that these are a little bit fancy. And then for my highlighter, I'm using this palette which I just got, the Dream palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm just applying that onto the cheekbones and all other high points of my face as you would apply highlighter. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below if you have any suggestions. Find me on Instagram at @makeupbyaj, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.